Hey guys, my name is Willow Hand, and right now I am on my new farm in Florida. I bought this place a couple of months ago and it is quite the project. There are things happening everywhere. We're renovating the entire property and it's been so much fun. There's so many things happening all the time. So today is my favorite part of the whole project. We are working on the outside. We're working on the land and getting everything ready to ride and train the horses. So the horses have arrived already, and kind of early on, we took a bunch of trees out and the ground has just really been super uneven, and we had all this fill brought in, but it wasn't just wasn't graded that well. So today I have a new project going on and I'm super excited to work on it with the help of my brand new tools from Titan Attachments. They sent me over an amazing grader, a landscape rake that goes on the back of my four-wheeler. So I'm gonna pull that around and use that to level out a bunch of the material here. So you can see that it's just kind of like the horses are just really tearing up the ground a bit. It's just kind of loose and the whole thing is really rolling and bumpy. So we're gonna hook this up and tow it around with the four-wheeler and see how smooth we can get it. Now, I'm gonna say before I get going, there's a lot going on here today. So we're repaving the driveway at the moment. You can see over there, they're getting the paver off the truck right now. And the reason I'm doing this right now is because we have tree people coming to take the last few. We have some really invasive pine trees that we have to take out. So we're taking the last few of these pine trees out. So I'm trying to get as much of the grading done as I can before everything gets super crazy here this afternoon. So let's go hook this thing up. I'm super excited to try it, but if it gets a little loud and crazy, that's what's going on. So we've got it all hooked up, ready to get going with it. I'm really excited about this actually. So this is their 6-foot leveling blade, and it's meant to go just on the back of an ATV. I'm very anxious to see how this thing's gonna handle it. So I picked this thing up off of Facebook Marketplace because I wasn't really sure if I was gonna have the room to have an ATV here and if I was gonna really want one or not. So I kind of just grabbed an older one to play with it a little bit and see if it was something that I wanted. So this one, it's a little bit on the older side. It's a 750cc though, so it is a big boy. It's pretty strong. So we're gonna see how well it handles it. But yeah, it's a 6-foot grading blade and it's really cool. It's got, the wheels back here that tow it, and then it's got just this little lever here that you can use to adjust the depth and everything. You can pull it up so it's not grading all the time that you're going around. But I'm gonna start off going pretty easy on it. I wanna just, kind of get a good feel. It has this other pin at the front here that you can use to raise and lower it, and so I'm just gonna kind of play with the ratio of getting it all balanced out, seeing how deeply I want to drop it down. But yeah, I'm gonna just start playing with it and see what kind of happens. Let's see how level we can get this ground. All right, we got her hooked up. Let's see how this works. Impressions, I think this is awesome. Already, I can tell this is gonna do exactly what I need it to do. So I'm gonna keep working on it. But I think it's definitely gonna take a little bit to get the ground as level as I want it. But I'm happy with it. So let's keep playing with it. Let's keep going. First impressions, I'm blown away by this thing. I've been driving around for hours and hours with the Harrow and I haven't gotten anywhere near this much progress. I mean, there's a bunch of places that I know because I've been riding the horses out here, so I know where it's high, where it's low. You can feel all of that when you're on the horse, and it's taken so many of those areas down already. There's been a few areas that were really like up and down, kind of bumpy. I found when you use the Harrow or anything with a four-wheeler and you go too fast, it kind of hits bumps and it makes it a little bit worse actually. So I've definitely caused some areas that, you know, needed a lot more work. So I mean, it's working, it's doing awesome. So I'm really happy. Another thing that I'm happy with is when I was doing the Harrow, it left the ground really, really soft. And I feel like this is doing a better job at not tearing my ground up. It's definitely leaving it a bit more solid, which is awesome because when you're riding, obviously you don't want the ground to be too loose and too deep. It's really hard on the horse's tendons. So I think this is great. I'm excited. I'm going to keep on working it and see what we end up with. Deep. Too deep. All right, take two. So much fun using this attachment on the ground. It did such a good job with everything. I drug it around for quite a while and I started realizing that it just wasn't picking up material anymore, and I think that's because it got everything so flat that there weren't really any more bumps and humps to distribute. So I think that's a sign that everything's good. So I'm super happy with it. Make sure you guys check out Titan Attachments. If you need anything like this for your property, I would recommend it. A 10 out of 10 for sure. Thank you guys for watching the video, and make sure you're subscribed for more farm adventures.